Hi, my name is Deepak. I am a filmmaker by profession. I mainly do documentaries. Besides that, I am also a Javed Abidi fellow, currently working on the issue of the challenges faced by women, queer and transgender people with disabilities in accessing higher education. In Indian academia is fairly new. And the reason for this is that India never had a sustainable disability rights movement. And in many ways, disability was the only identity that superseded other identities. So we never had a base to build on a conversation where we talked about intersections of gender and disability. In fact, until about the 1990s and 2000, I remember that the discourse, even if we talked about gender, was limited to women rights or the problems or the challenges faced by the women with disabilities. I think the discourse started changing somewhere around the mid-2000s when some organizations along with academicians and other people got involved and started writing actively about the queer and transgender people with disability, that how they, that disability is not a homogeneous identity. There are diverse people within the disabled community. So basically the challenges come on a multiple level, but as I feel that you can narrow it down to basically two main challenges. Firstly is the inclusion. Apart from inclusion is that we need to start giving the agency to people, specifically to queer people with disability and transgender people with disability. When I say agency, I mean the idea of bodily autonomy, the agency to express themselves, and the thing that we often talk about, that self-identification and self-identities. None of the top universities even have gender-neutral or specifically washrooms devoted to transgender people with disability. You cannot imagine their pain, that what they are going through. So the thing that I'm trying to say is, if you don't have the data, if you don't have sufficient analysis of data done, if you don't collect the data properly, and the data remains disaggregated, that really impairs your policy intervention and you are left behind. The idea of taking up this fellowship came about when I was filming my first documentary that was based around the life of a queer trans person who was also neurodivergent. That gave me so much of insight within the community. I thought it's better to take up this fellowship and provide some academic basis to it. And I want to make sure that before I leave this fellowship or before I move out, at least some basis of it is laid out. So yeah, I mean, I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to do advocacy, simultaneously provide theoretical framework to my research, and yeah, so that's about it.